Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, I am Bella Love, aka Bella Basso from psychicbellalove.com, and you can book your own personal private reading with me on the site using coupon code BELLA20 in all caps to get 20% off your first reading. Also check out the description box because I do have info on email reading specials for November, as well as where you can find me to follow me on Instagram. So thanks so much to everybody who has been liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, doing all that amazing stuff. Even the people who want to come on my comments and dislike things, leave nasty notes, whatever, links to porn sites, like, you still help my engagement. So thank you for the support. So we are going to get started here. I wanted to look at what is the world's weirdest relationship, which would be Nicole and Azan from 90 Day Fiancé. I have said this over and over. I'm not a huge TV person. I'll, have my one or two shows that I'll watch here and there, but everybody kept talking about 90 Day Fiancé, and you guys got me sucked into it too. And I know that everybody has all kinds of questions about this couple. There's been lots of rumors that he supposedly is married and has 3 kids already. And then people are saying that she actually knows about that, and that $6,000 that she supposedly gave him for some business that never happened was supposedly to pay some sort of duty to the wife, that he already has, so that he could take her on as a second wife. So we're gonna go ahead and look at that, just see is there any genuine, real, sort of stuff going on here, or is this all just, kind of the world's longest con, because it's been going on for a few years now. I mean, that is kind of a long time to be with somebody if you don't really like them, and especially too since, from what I saw last, she was in Morocco, quarantining with him. So it's not like she was making a whole bunch of money to give to him either, although maybe she was getting TLC money, who knows. But we will go ahead and take a look at their relationship and see what Spirit has to say about it. Is it genuine? Does he have another wife and kids? Whatever is going on here. And just a disclaimer, I read my cards intuitively. I am a natural born psychic. I don't actually need tarot cards. I use them as a visual tool for the readings. If you book a private reading with me, you don't have to have tarot used. It's completely up to you, but I am a living medium. I communicate with Spirit directly. So a lot of the times when I am shuffling cards and tuning in, using the cards to connect, Spirit comes in, starts chatting with me. So if you've watched any of my videos, I'm like, oh, Spirit said, and it's not the card said, it is Spirit. So let's go ahead and shuffle and get started. Jesus Christ, you can tell I was talking to my kid before this about school stuff. And then just, disclaimer, everything in this video is alleged for entertainment purposes only. So let's see. Spirit, please join us so that we can take a look at Nicole and Azan from the show 90 Day Fiancé's relationship. Is it genuine? Is he using her? Does he really have a wife and kids in Morocco? Does he ever actually truly plan on marrying her, coming to America? All of that stuff. Thank you so much, Spirit, for joining us. You know that we do not look at anything or ask any questions with malicious intent, only to gain knowledge and understanding and clarity. So thank you, Spirit, for joining us. Please bless all that we ask about, as well as all who are watching this video. Thank you, Spirit. So, and I do have a lot of videos loaded up, ready to go, recorded. I don't know what it is. I thought it was my phone, but even when I tried to upload from my computer and my iPad, it still was taking a lot longer than expected. Or than it has in the past to upload anything, and my internet is completely fine. So I think it's just Mercury retrograde wanting to mess with me. If I didn't have to worry about, you know, my child busting in here because he's in the middle of online school all day long, I would probably go live 7, 8, 9 to do these readings, but you know, I have an almost 10-year-old. He's good about not so much interrupting me when I am on phone calls, but I mean, I get it, you know, sometimes you need mom to come fix the computer or something. So, although to be honest with you, I think my kid can do a better job at fixing the computer than I can. But we still try. Okay, well, the first thing that I am getting here is there's a lot of deception going on with this Page of Wands and Page of Swords. A lot of manipulative energy, a lot of emotional manipulation, of a lot of not entirely being super honest and upfront about what somebody's true intentions are. However, Spirit saying this comes from both sides of them. Like, they both manipulate each other. They both aren't honest with each other all the time, and both of them tend to, you know, play a lot of games and everything. With this 5 of Coins, money is definitely playing a big role in this relationship. You know, with this Knight of Cups and this Chariot card, he's definitely not emotionally open to her. And it's like, anytime that there is, you know, like anything that he has to do for her that's kind or loving or whatever, it's like running away, you know, like if it's like, oh, like spend time with me, let's hang out, let's, you know, have a conversation about our feelings, it's like, bloop, I'm out the door. Like, I don't want to do that. So I don't see a real strong emotional connection, at least from his end, towards her. They fight constantly too, is what Spirit is saying, which, I mean, we saw a little bit of that on the show, like where he was trying to walk out when they were having like some argument about something. I'm still catching up on the show, guys. Like, I'm not in any way like on any current season or anything like that. So I'm trying to think who was on the last season that I watched. I don't even remember at this point, but I think I watched, like, was it the Happily Ever After or something like that they were on? She was back in Morocco with them and they were planning the wedding for the second time. There's a lot of players involved in this too. Like, a lot of people from his side that are definitely always sort of getting involved, and it's like not in the best ways either. It's like, oh, you should make her do this. You should tell her to do that for you. You should, you know, like if you present yourself to her as this and tell her like, oh, like let's you know, open that business or whatever it is, then you'll get what you want out of her. He actually feels like, at least right now with the 6 of Wands, that he has been victorious in his efforts, like that he does get what he wants out of her. There is going to be a breakup between the two of them. However, it's still in the works. You know, there's going to be a lot more that does come to light with this 4 of Wands, like as in regards to him, in regards to this situation, in regards to their relationship. I know that a lot of people have sent like messages and stuff to her stepdad. That was like one of the last shows I watched. And talking about like, Azan does this or Azan does that, and she refused to believe any of it and still got on the plane. So it's like when it comes to Nicole's end of things, there's so much work that has to go into keeping up this relationship with this Palace of Wands, which we know. Like, you constantly have to fly across the world, take your kid with you, or leave your kid behind. Because I mean, if she really had to depend on him for things, or actually depend on him to show up, it doesn't happen. If it's like, let's meet in China, like, he always has some excuse not to. If it's like, well, why don't you come here? It's like, oh, they won't let me have a visa. Like, he's always making excuses, especially with this 8 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. It's like, and then we have this double card too, and then here he is showing up as this manipulative King of Wands. He's always giving her reasons and excuses as to why he can't do things, but they're not true. But he knows how to say it in a way that makes it seem true to her. But it's like, again, we've talked about this before, willful ignorance. Like, you are choosing to believe what somebody says when, if you actually opened up your eyes with the 6 of Swords, you would see that this person's full of BS, you know, and of course you'd have to then pack up your swords and go, Nicole, but she doesn't want to do that. So right now, like with this Temperance card, I feel like it's more of like, not necessarily like having to be patient, but more of just dragging shit out, if that makes sense. Like dragging out the inevitable that obviously everybody can see from the outside. This is not a healthy relationship, and it's not a relationship that's actually gonna work in the long run. Yeah, I mean, his energy, again, it's coming up as this Magician crossed with the Ace of Coins. Manipulation, so you can get money and get something for yourself. And of course, Nicole, you know, is gonna end up in this 4 of Cups situation where she's gonna be on TV crying, acting like she was so misled, and everybody's me looking at her like, we knew this. Like, every reunion we've been telling you, everybody online's been telling you, like, there's constantly people coming up and telling you, you know, the truth about this whole situation, or trying to point things out to you, and you keep ignoring it. But then once everything does crash and burn, you know, she's gonna cry and play victim and act like she didn't know what was happening. But you know what's crazy? This is karma for her. With this Wheel card, it is karma, because this is my karma card in this deck, and I feel like, because there is this King of Cups showing up, she did something to some other guy in the past and really effed him over. Karma always comes back to get us, right? And so it's like, this is the karma for that past relationship that you had, that you couldn't, you know, be honest with that person, and you used them or tricked them or lied to them. So now you're getting it in return. And you know, guys, if we like make a mistake and our guides want us to become better people, a lot of times they let the karma that comes to us be kind of harder than the shit that we did to somebody else, only because it's, you know, to force us to change, to force this whole entire you know, sort of regeneration of who we are and what we're going through and the kind of person that we are and everything. So Azan's definitely involved with somebody else. With this 2 of Cups and then this Wheel of Fortune resulting in this 10 of Swords, there is definitely somebody else behind the scenes on his end that he is dealing with, and if they're not married, they're engaged. But I actually, because we have this 4 of Wands, you know, 2 of Cups is typically my marriage card when it comes to relationship. queries, but also with this Four of Wands, like we see like there's like a wedding celebration, right? So again, like I said, if they are not 100% married yet, then they are engaged to do so. She knows what's going on. She's showing up as the high priestess. She's actually pulling a lot of the strings behind the scenes, like, you know, go tell her you can't do this because it's against our religion, you know. And again, coming up as this willful ignorance, especially with the Seven of Pentacles, it's like, Nicole, you can go read the Quran. They have the Quran for Dummies in English. I've read it. You know, I've read the Quran several times, not just the Dummies version, but actual, you know, English translations of it. And it's not that hard for you to educate yourself and to know, no, you know, and this is just an example, like, it's not illegal to eat an apple or something, but he will tell her that, and she just believes it. She just runs with it because it's like, well, that's what he said, you know, in this refusal to really learn his culture, his religion, all of that kind of stuff. And he obviously knows and is very aware that she doesn't care to learn. So it's like, I'm going to take advantage of that because here he is showing up as this magician energy again. Like, all right, you don't want to know anything? Well, then great. That works out well for me because I can lie to you even more about everything. And again, here's this Four of Cups. Everybody's constantly saying, Nicole, Nicole, Nicole. Like, he's using you, especially because it has this Ace of Pentacles next to it. It's like, Nicole, we know what's going on. Open your effing eyes and see this. Again, we have this Sun card, so things are going to be coming to light, you know. And then with the Seven of Swords, having to leave things behind and pack it all up and go home. But it's not a choice that she makes on her own. It's forced upon her because with this Five of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot card, and her coming up with the energy of the Empress in reverse, it really is, it's forced upon her. It's like his wife or whoever comes in there and they're like, okay, we've had enough. You've been here long enough. We got everything we can out of you. You don't want to give us anything more? It's time for you to go bye-bye, honey. Like, we've used you for all we can get out of you. Because again, he shows up as the King of Pentacles towards her when she shows up as that Empress in reverse with this Ten of Cups in reverse. So it's like he wasn't giving you this emotional connection that you thought he was. He was coming in all for what he could gain out of this situation. So I want to ask Spirit, what is he really 100% using her for? Spirit, what is Azan using Nicole for? And then we'll ask if he ever did have any feelings for her or anything like that. In a way I'm surprised, but then in a way I'm not. Like, there was a part of me that was like, oh, maybe it was kind of a Muhammad and Danielle situation where Muhammad just thought as long as like him and Danielle got along that like things would be okay, and then it obviously turned out not to be. And I will actually be uploading a reading on them as well because I was a little bit surprised. Like, I just pulled the cards watching the show to see like what was going on because they were just so fascinating to me. And then I was a little surprised at him when I pulled those cards, her not so much, but I'm going to redo it, like actually like film myself doing it so that way you guys can understand what I am talking about. But I thought, you know, maybe we'll at least get a little bit of that, but I haven't seen that so far, so we'll have to ask because it didn't come up as him actually being any connection to her emotionally whatsoever. So we'll just see like if maybe that just didn't come up because it was just the overwhelming, you know, he's got all this other stuff going on or whatever, but there's no emotional connection here whatsoever. Oh my God. Because he shows up at first as the King of Swords with this 8 of Pentacles and 9 of Pentacles resulting in this Tower card moment and her having to respond as the Queen of Swords. King of Cups in reverse and 10 of Swords as the outcome. So it's like there is no emotional connection here whatsoever at all. At least at this point, it is only about money, and then her having to show up as the Queen of Swords is just in relation to her having to cut him off, you know, the fighting that's going to ensue because of that. Because there is a lot of fighting and a lot of like going back and forth with this Page of Swords. Again, a lot of emotional manipulation, her airing out what she felt to be his lies with the 7 of Cups. The Sun card, everything coming out, this 3 of Pentacles, you know, that he's going to be under the microscope and so is she, and it's all going to be like, you know, basically like whatever comes up, whatever is going to be exposed, whatever, you know, story that she's going to be telling, it's all going to be centered around money. Again, 7 of Pentacles, you know, and then here comes this Wheel of Fortune, where, you know, he thought he was up and she's down because of this whole situation, and the Moon card, all the deception that's going to be coming out with that Sun card. So I just feel like whatever stories are being told, all of that kind of stuff, again, it's just going to come out to everything relates back to the money part of things. So let's see. Does Azan really care about Nicole? And that's what he's using her for. Sorry, because that was the real question. Was that he was using her for money, but it is all going to come out in the wash. But see, this is the thing too that Spirit's saying is, like, Azan knows that it was going to come out at some point or another. He feels like, who freaking cares? Like, I'm all the way over here in Morocco. Like, I can easily just, like, hide for the rest of my life if I wanted to. Like, nobody ever has to see me again. And there's something about, like, the people that are around him, like, especially on a day-to-day basis, like, there's going to be like, good job. You got what you could. Good job. Like, they're not going to be like, how could you do this to her? Like, oh my God, you were proven to be this horrible person and we thought our cousin was amazing. No, they're going to be like, oh, she bought you a car too? Congratulations, dude. Like, you really got everything you could out of that situation. And Spirit keeps talking about it being more so about protecting and preparing for his other life. So, and I hope you guys that you don't think in any way whatsoever that, you know, like, we're blaming all of Moroccans for this little scam that's going on. This is solely 100% his choice, his doing, his own personality and behaviors and everything like that. Like, I know plenty of people in Morocco and from Morocco, amazing, incredible people. That's actually, like, on my huge list of places that I want to go to once I can. I mean, obviously nobody can go anywhere right now, really, but especially, you know, like, when funds and time and things permit, because I definitely want to make my way to North Africa and actually before Italy too, which is surprising for a lot of people. So, alrighty. When I asked, like, did he ever have any emotional connection to her? You guys, he saw her as the Queen of Pentacles. Like, he did see her as a financial escape and a financial provider. He's coming up again as this King of Wands, which is, in this sense, manipulation, working to get what you want from somebody, especially because it is followed by this 5 of Pentacles. and the Devil card. So there was this manipulation to get everything that he could out of her, especially financial. And Spirit saying, like, obviously, and I think we can all agree with this, because sometimes, you know, when people use each other, it's not just for financial gain, but also, you know, sex, and they're like, that's not not at all what he was looking for with the Lover's card in reverse. Like, that's the last thing that he wants, actually, because the Eight of Cups shows up behind it. I feel like that is a lot of his, you know, oh no, it's a high holiday, we can't, like, it's against our rules in our country, like, or in our religion, like, we can't, you know, do that kind of stuff for 6 months because we're supposed to be praying, and it's, you know, like, this special time that comes around once every 300 years. Like, there's always, again, an excuse. And it's like, Nicole, like, number one, if you actually opened your eyes, and number two, if you actually educated yourself, you would see that there is no 6-month religious thing going on, you know, for the first time in 300 years, that people can't physically touch each other right now. That's just what he's telling you. See, with her around right now, because she is so open to him emotionally, showing up as the Queen of Cups, he gets to be this King of Pentacles because he knows how to play into her emotions and get whatever he wants out of her, and he benefits from it. Two of Cups in reverse, he never actually intended on marrying her. And the funny thing is, because this is followed by this Four of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and then the Page of Wands, and then the Knight of Swords, it's like, I was promising you that, I was making you think that, but then, of course, every time that it comes down time to do it, there's a reason why we can't. And then here Nicole ends up with this Two of Swords being blindsided, because she really truly does believe that every time, you know, this Three of Cups moment is supposed to happen where they're gonna celebrate, she's getting what she wants, it doesn't work out for whatever reason. And, you know, I just keep, yep. I mean, Three of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Four of Cups, refusing to see the truth and trapping yourself because you don't want to actually open your eyes and see what's really going on. You don't want to listen to other people's advice. But again, you know, we might be in this hangman situation while with the Temperance, she's dragging it out, avoiding the inevitable. You know, Six of Wands and the Sun card do say it is going to come out, and she can no longer ignore it when it does, because there will be actual full-on proof, you know, and proof that he cannot deny anymore. But once that happens too, it's like, again, we know that, you know, it's just, everybody can see it, Nicole. Everybody can see this. So let's ask, what else should we ask? Spirit, just tell us whatever else we need to know in regards to this situation. Oh, actually, Spirit, does he actually really truly care about her daughter? Because he does seem like he at least likes her daughter. You know, he is always, it's funny because I see, you know, you can tell that every time Nicole's all like, Azan, like when they're doing their confessionals and hanging on her, he's like, you know, like so uncomfortable. But then when the little girl is around, like he's always hugging her and kissing her and stuff. So Spirit, how does he feel about this little girl, May? How does Azan feel about Nicole's daughter, May? And she is an adorable little girl. She really, truly is. She looks like a little baby doll. That little round face and those big old cheeks. Like, she's so cute. I love little kids. Babies and little kids. Oh my God. Like, my heart just melts. I definitely miss that phase with my kid. now he is, did somebody call it at the store the other day? Oh, they said he's about to be 10-teen. So they said, like, you start getting that taste of the preteen years, you know, as they get into 10. I'm like, oh, I'm not looking forward to that. And our comments shout out of the day goes to Nana Fashola. She is incredible. She's actually my friend. So thank you for supporting Nana. I appreciate it. I love you to death, but make sure that you guys follow her on Instagram. I'm not sure if she uploads to her YouTube channel. I will have to go look at that. But she's been knocking out a whole bunch of readings and having predictions come true as well. And she's just an amazing, incredible person on top of it. So, okay, let's see. I'm trying really hard to find a card in here that says he cares about this little girl, you guys. I mean, it's like, I'm trying to think of how to say this. The same way that, you know, the same way that I feel about May, like, oh, she's a cute little kid and she doesn't deserve all this stuff that's going on. And, you know, you want, like, the best for her because you know she's being affected by everything that's going on or possibly could be. And hopefully this situation ends before she gets too old to realize what's going on. But I don't get any particular, like, he doesn't come up as wanting to really truly be like this super strong, important father figure in her life. Like, he came up as the King of Swords. I just don't really get, like, I mean, beyond general, genuine affection that we would all have for a little kid, you know, like, there's not anything extra there that you would expect from, like, a stepfather. And it probably is just showing up that way too as well because he is so disconnected from Nicole, you know, and so kind of like, it's like I'm doing a job, you know, kind of feeling like almost like you're a SEX worker, you know, and it's like, do I love all my jobs? No, but I gotta do what I gotta do to pay the bills. Like, that's sort of how he feels about Nicole in this whole situation. And again, we have this Three of Swords. There's definitely somebody else in the picture. And I kept hearing too, like, when I was sitting here literally throwing out these cards, being like, can you give me something that says that he actually cares about this kid? I got the sense that, you know, like, it's like, she's a nice little kid, but I prefer my own. So, do you feel like that part is probably true? So let's actually ask, does Azan have his own children? Because we know he's got another woman. Does Azan actually have children of his own spirit? Yes or no? And does Azan have children of his own? And do you guys like when people use pendulums? I have one somewhere. I never really use it, to be honest with you. But, I mean, I can start working with it more and include it in some of these videos if you guys would like that. Actually, I wanted to order some of the sound singing bowls, you know, to do the sound baths. So I actually might, I mean, if you guys are interested in that, let me know. And I will order a different one because I think the problem is I just never felt like a big connection with this one. It was sent to me by a client and I love the client. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just, you know, I've had people give me tarot decks before too. And it's just like anything else when it comes to anything in life, but especially spirituality, you know, that if you don't feel connected to it, it's just not going to you're not going to feel drawn to wanting to use it a lot. He has kids. He already has kids. He already has a whole entire family. Yep. Well, Nicole, you've been supporting somebody else's whole family. So, I mean, maybe that's something to feel good about. I don't know. I'm trying to find something for this girl to feel good about. I mean, I know, like, Spirit said that it is karma in a sense for her for whatever she's done in her past and a big learning lesson. But you still feel bad for somebody, you know. I even felt bad for Jeffree Star when I did his video and stuff. I mean, I'm still human. So, the only person in this world that I would never feel bad for is Donald Trump. Anyways, guys, I think that's about all. You know, I didn't really have like a ton of questions here. I just want to know, like, was this relationship genuine? We saw it wasn't, you know, like, she's going to get her heart broken. She's going to have all this stuff come out. But, you know, again, at the end of the day, as much as that sucks, like, my big thing that I always keep in mind, because I feel like bad news bear and I hate playing that person, is that at the end of the day, we don't want people wasting their time on the wrong person, creating baggage that they have to heal from, preventing them from growing and being a better person and being able to really heal themselves and be with their true soulmate, you know. And especially for the child's sake, you know, I don't have anything against Nicole. I don't have anything against Azan. They're just two people that I saw on the TV, and I was like, yo, this whole situation seems crazy. Let's take a look. So I hope that answered some questions. If you guys wanted me to do any more readings on the other 90-day fiancé couples, I will. I also am going to do one on, I think I want to do one on Colt and Demi, just because they're so freaking weird. And then, of course, I'm going to do the Muhammad and Danielle. I know they're completely broken up now. Supposedly they're friends or something. But I just wanted to see, like, did he ever, like, have a genuine intent going into that situation as well? So we will look at that. So I hope that you guys have an amazing, blessed day. We're still waiting to find out who the president is because it is November 6th. But they about to call it for my man, so I'm excited. So I hope you guys all have an amazing weekend. If you wanted to book your own personal private reading with me, all the information will be linked in the description box below, and stay blessed.